So next we have another incredible principal who represents Kaili number 8 kindergarten, Principal Zhao from Guizhou province. Thank you. Big round of applause.
Good afternoon. I am from the beautiful remote mountainous area southeast of Guizhou province. I am from the number 8 kindergarten of Kaili city, and I am from Miao ethnic group. And the costume I wear today is the ethnic attire for very important occasions in ethnic group of Miao, because I feel today is really a very important moment for us to get together. I would like to share with you what kind of impact Anji play has bring to my hometown and myself. I am very young. I became the principal of the kindergarten in 2016. My kindergarten was also very young with only 4 years history. When I came to this kindergarten, I was very confused. What is the direction of the development of this kindergarten, and what kind of curriculum shall we have? This is our beautiful hometown. Welcome all of you to our hometown. Actually, coming to know Anji Play originated from the 2 projects of the UN Children's Fund projects. These 2 projects are the quality improvement for the preschool education in the rural areas, as well as the preschool education quality improvement in the urban migrants children and poor children. And actually, Ms. Hua and Ms. Chen are the national experts for these 2 projects. As I mentioned, I was confused about the future of my kindergarten, and then in 2017, I came to Anji. I was amazed. I was almost like watching a blockbuster of Hollywood, and these children are like the citizens of a big ants kingdom. Although they are small, however, they have big energy. They are working so busily on their own business. And also, when I look at the rolling area, I was amazed as well. When Ms. Yan stood on this roller, we started to realize this is not a simple play. But then the teacher told us that the children only started playing these rollers for 2 weeks, and they were already masters. And then it was like the dream kindergarten in my heart. When I read the Japanese children's book of Totojiang, the little girl at the window, I thought Anji Play kindergarten is almost like the Tomoen Gakuen school described in the Totojiang book. Because the teachers in the Anji Play kindergartens observe children and they love the children. In this kind of process, the children will spend their best time in Anji kindergarten. Then thinking of this, let's think about our own childhood. With such excitement and with the seed of the fire of Anji Play, I brought all these things back to our colleagues. And my colleagues told me that at that time when I was sharing with them about Anji Play, I was dancing with joy. So in 2017, December, we started the revolution of the curriculum of self-determined play. We want to return the true play to children so that they can have a happy childhood. However, revolution or reform never goes very smoothly. We are faced with great difficulties and challenges. But in this process, we are determined to follow the spirit of Anji Play. I still remember the first day when we had the self-determined play. These kids are like the birds from the cage, and we have never heard such smiles, laughters. And what is the most impressive for me is that the teachers were so active on that particular day when we reflected on what happened during the day. Usually in this kind of teachers' meeting, nobody talked. However, on that particular day, everyone fighted to talk. And they noticed that some naughty boys became a very capable leader among the children, and some of the teachers even fell into tears. And then when the children ask them, can we play with everything? Really? We can play with anything? So after listening to these words from the children, our teachers started to reflect on our practice before, how much control we have imposed on our children. We have done a lot of research and studies among the teachers, and the teachers observed the children closely. With the observation, we would be able to understand the children better. However, 1 week later, we encountered the first difficulty, safety. You can see that every child wanted to challenge themselves to ride along the slope. However, every teacher was praying in their heart at that time because it was so dangerous. So because of the safety issue, we also did a lot of training. Our teachers should understand the development level of our children. We should give them space for challenge. However, at the same time, we should safeguard their safety as well. And then when there is a risky moment, the teacher should be wise enough to to decide whether to interfere or to step back. And also, the teacher should stand at the location where she can actually stop the problem most quickly. 2 weeks later, we encountered another issue, that's parents. Parents didn't understand it. It was a very cold summer, and then the parents couldn't understand why we allow the children to play in the sand, in the water, in such a cold weather. So we brought parents into our activities, and now our parents are experts already. They can share with us the studies and the learnings they observed from the video of the play of our children. You can see that this is an observation meeting for the principals of all the kindergartens in Kaili City. They joined our meeting to observe the performance of our parents when they reflect on the play. And another difficulty we encountered is that when we try to give the freedom back to the children, then how free shall we allow them? So this is something, and how much interference or how far shall we go when we let them go? This is our sand and water area in June. It's a bit cool at that time. We were confused at that time. How far shall we go in letting them go? Shall we go that far? So we consulted the colleagues from Anji Play, and they answered us this way. And they said that in the video, the laughter of the children showed us that they are very positive. They had positive attitudes, and they enjoyed the feeling of being covered by the sand, and they enjoy the feeling of working together with their partners, and they enjoy the feeling of jumping from the height to the sand and the water. This is a way of exploration of the children. The children feel the nature with their bodies. We admire that you can give such opportunities to children to experience the nature and experience everything. With this answer, we truly understand, we came to understand what is the spirit of Anji. That is to give support, to give love to our children. I would like to show you a video to demonstrate our understanding. Actually, originally, this playground was not used very often, but after we have the self-determined play, you can see that these children started to use this playground. This girl in yellow T-shirt is the leader, is the organizer of the whole play. Look at her performance. she is almost very, very excited. With such joy, the development of children definitely will be most effective. And this is what we have now. And now it was 1 year ago we started the self-determined play. This is our construction area. I would like to give some details of this photo. Our kindergarten is a member of the project of the preschool education program for poor children in urban areas. Actually, the girl in the photo is an orphan, and then she doesn't have her parents. She lost her parents. And we want to do some studies on this kind of orphans to see whether losing the parents will have any impact on these kind of children. However, during the play, we find that she is the same as any other child. She enjoys it. She has the same joy. So play is equal for everyone. Just now, I showed you the change in our kindergarten. And next, I would like to show you our journey of thinking. Actually, the theme for our program this year is the preparation for the primary school. Then how can play prepare our children for the primary school? Yesterday, Ms. Chen also talked about it a little bit. In these photos, actually, we have another project of the UN Children's Fund, and that was a bridging program between the preschool in the rural areas and the primary school in the urban areas. This teacher in white T-shirt is a very famous teacher in our Kaili city. And then on the right side, that's the teacher from our rural village. And then this teacher from the village actually was teaching the students in grade 1 in primary schools. You can see that some of them are very, very active, and they are also playing with some toys as well. So you can see that on the left side, this famous teacher was teaching students in grade 2 in the primary school. And you can see the students were responding in a different way. And why we have this kind of difference is because on the right side, these children participated in the self-determined play, while on the left side, the children didn't participate in the self-determined play. And although they were already in grade 2, they were not performing as well as the children who had the experience with self-determined play. So this man in the photo is actually the principal of a very famous primary school in Guizhou province. And then he discovered that the eyes of these children who are participated in free play are shining. And then he started to reflect whether the primary school teaching is doing the right thing. When we are implementing the bridging project, some primary school teacher also told me that he was shocked when he visited our kindergarten, and he started to reflect on himself whether they were too fierce and too strict with their students in grade 1. Thus, this particular principle actually brought the teachers in their grade 3 and grade 6 to visit our kindergartens, to observe our children play, to observe our reflection meeting, to observe our painting walls, and they communicate with our teachers as well. And then the teachers from primary school now understand that the children in the kindergarten learn through the play, and they also notice that the language communication in the play process actually will become the foundation for the oral communication in primary school. And they also noticed that the play stories And play stories painting will also become the foundation for the picture talk or picture writing in the primary school. And when the children play, they also notice that the children has the capacity of counting, numeracy, and sequencing as well. So they actually see the learning characters developed by these children in play, and they notice that the children are attentive, active, and positive in play. They are not passive, and the children are very creative in play process. So we not only bring the primary school people into our kindergarten to see what we are doing and to recognize our practice, and they also felt that our practice are having impact on them as well. On the other hand, we kindergarten people also go into the primary school, and the primary school principal also shared with us the curriculum criteria in the primary school. We want to find some points we can overlap with each other, we can bridge with each other. On the right side, you can see the photos. That's the principal who actually got some toys for their students in primary school in grade 1 and grade 2. We told this principal saying that actually you could use the materials as the tools for teaching. And then later, we called Ms. Hua to check whether our suggestion to this principal is appropriate or not. And then Ms. Hua agreed with us. Just now, the primary school I mentioned was the #1 and the #2 primary school in the Kaili city. But next, I would like to talk about the bridging project between preschool and the primary school in our Kaili city. This project was funded by the UN Children's Fund. Ms. Hua also visited our most remote area. And then we actually choose the Rensong village of the Tianzhu County. You can see that this school used to have a very high wall, but now this school is open with a lot of trees and lawns. And on the left side, bottom, you can see that was what happened before. But now on the right side, at the bottom, you can see they don't have any boundaries. They don't have any areas. So when Ms. Hua visited this area, the first thing she mentioned is that we should give play back to the children. So we should allow children to have place to play on and have materials to play with and have time to play. This is another pilot project we had. In this Sai village, there are around 20 children with 3 teachers. After stepping out, after having the first step, then we are thinking about the next step. Since now we have the preschool and the primary school together, then shall we also have some materials that can be shared by the preschool and the primary school? You can see that these are primary school students. They are playing together with the kindergarten students during the class break. And then in the next step, we started to explore how can we bridge the kindergarten with the primary school. You know, those teachers at the village usually adopt a very traditional teaching approach and very rigid approach. But now, after communicating with us, they also started to bring such a play-based approach into their teaching process. This primary school's teacher also started to use play as a tool to teach mathematics. This is the wall in that particular primary school in the Sai village. The teachers in the primary school of Sai village utilize the tools of Anji play, and then he asked the children to identify all the angles in the school when they are teaching angles in the mathematics. In Sai village, there are 3 teachers, and this male teacher can both teach the classes in the kindergarten and in the primary schools. Then what is he doing? Basically now, he is actually doing the reflection meeting with both the kindergarten children and the primary school students. In 2018, our bridging project was implemented in 5 counties. At the end of 2018, in 2019, now we have this bridging project in 10 counties already. These photos were taken on yesterday. We invited all the primary school principals to visit our kindergartens. And then the teachers from the kindergartens and the primary school communicate together and discuss together. And on the right side, that's the presentations delivered by the principals of primary schools. We are still exploring our way forward. We know the directions is right, but we don't actually know what's going to happen. I would like to thank the Department of Education. I would like to thank the UN Children's Fund because they sent Ms. Hua, Ms. Chen, who are like angels to help us. We now feel that we are standing on the shoulders of giants and we are going to fly. I would also like to thank Angie Play. Thank you for your selfless sharing. And I also thank Ms. Chen for giving me this opportunity, who is from a remote mountainous area, to share with you. Yesterday, it was mentioned that preschool education have to be implemented in rural areas. We should not only improve the preschool education in urban areas, we should also improve the preschool education in rural areas. We should give equal education to every child. Every child in the world is the same. As long as we walk along the right path, then every child will have a happy life.
非常感谢罗钊园长的精彩的分享接下来要上台的专家呢，是我们浙江省海宁。
Thank you, Luo Jiao, for your wonderful speech.